I almost didn't even do notes for today. I was just gonna be like, hey, I'm having a mental breakdown. We're gonna wing it. But I did then do notes. I was like, oh, that.
You should say that. Say, I'm having a mental breakdown. I almost didn't do notes, but my OCD would not let me.
We'll just leave this in. I'm not actually diagnosed OCD. However, I am having a mental breakdown. I cut my own bangs. I had bangs, obviously. I trimmed my own bangs. I did watch the videos about it, but I just went in the bathroom and just did it with my kids there, even like.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, no, this happened. It was like. So that happened. What else was a sign that I'm like not well? Oh, I forgot yesterday to stitch. So I had a 365 day. I stitched 366 days last year, and someone commented like 366. Like, yeah, last year was a leap year. I stitched 366 days last year. And then I stitched every day of this year, and then I forgot to stitch yesterday because I'm not well.
That's fine. That's fine.
So we'll see what happens today.
Be good. Be good.
Okay. Okay, so welcome. This is Cross Stitch the Globe. This is a channel about cross stitch. I'm getting my notes together. Okay, this is a channel about cross stitch. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Allison. Hold on. He's sitting right here, so this is Frankie.
This is Frankie, who likes to attack. He's a whip attacker.
He's a whip attacker. He's a whippersnapper. That's where I keep from.
Props to a really Okay, so this is a floss tube. This is where we go into our personal stitching and our personal problems.
Mm-hmm.
In between, we do these every Monday. In between, we have fun extras. We just did most expensive cross stitch kits,
which is great, and I influenced myself.
I influenced myself too, but
it was great.
I influenced myself on most expensive patterns. You influence yourself on most expensive kits.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. We're gonna do books next, and God help us.
I know. Neither of us can afford that.
No, so and those are way harder to get. And I'm good. Like, I'm actually in the process of destashing. I started a big destash. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but expect some extra videos in the feed this week because I'm gonna do a destash parade.
Woo-hoo. And this is not just like these are the ones I'm not gonna stitch. These are like.
No, okay, guys. So what happened was
massive.
What had happened was I was like, so I started a secondhand shopping channel. So I've been doing like thrifting and Facebook Marketplace and stuff. So I have amassed 500 vintage patterns, between 450 and 500 vintage patterns that I know I'm not going to stitch, that I have saved from various platforms. And it's so interesting to me what people want out of those because it's not always what I would assume people would want. And last time I did a vintage destash where all the patterns were vintage, 25% of them were purchased.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, if I have 500 in my office and you guys want like 125 of them, I should get them out, but it's a lot of work. So then I also am in the middle of, for my secondhand shopping channel, trying to start a vintage resale Etsy store. And I've gotten some inventory and realized I need half of my office to be like, I need some of the shelves in my office to be craft room and some of the shelves in my office to be holding cute mid-century modern teapots. Like,
sure,
that
of course.
And I live in the best town in the world to do it because there are 12 antique stores and 4 thrift stores within 5 minutes of my house by car. Not kidding. I live in the best place.
And then your town is not even very far from the big city.
No,
so
and then I can also go to like all that.
Very quickly move on.
Okay. So that made me realize like I want to actually get rid of like 75% of my stash. Now, my stash is not functioning for me right now because the space has too much stuff in it, so I can't go in and easily kit something up. I've been stalling on getting my master set together because the format I want to do it in doesn't make sense for my lifestyle right now, and I just need to be honest with myself about like, that's not going to work. Like, I need to do it. I need to go back to bobbins. So there's just like, I have this beautiful fabric stash that I love, but I also have over 70 whips and like a ton of plan starts, and those are mostly all kitted up. So like this is becoming a hoard, and
but other people would want the stuff.
And also like, okay, yeah. And like if I get rid of 30 to 40 fat quarters and I still have 20 to 30 fat quarters, yeah. I won't be fabric deprived. Now, could I kit up any project? No, but also like I know when I'm going to be starting this year, so I know what most of the like. So, okay, so it's not going to be like, oh, some vintage patterns. It's going to be like 75% of my stash. I'm not touching my Mirabilias and I'm not touching my vintage hoops. But everything else, if I'm going to look at it really critically and be like, if I'm not going to start this or stitch on this or stitch with this in the next 3 years, Oh, I'm not getting rid of any silks. But I've been getting rid of cottons. I've been giving people cottons as like thank you presents and stuff. Like, I'm not getting rid of any silks. But like everything else, so I have 3 collections. I have a silk collection, I have a vintage tube collection, I have a Mirabelle collection. Anything else, if I don't see myself really stitching it in the next 3 years, I want to get it to someone who will use it.
Yeah.
I am feeling overwhelmed with the amount of stuff and clutter, and I'm talking so fast.
That's fine.
People complain about me talking fast anyway. But then Dee from DeesTwentyStitches said they watch us on like 1.5 speed, and I'm like, Frankie just knocked over her entire stash.
Ah! Maybe I should add some to your DeesTash. Literally everything.
You don't really even have any patterns that you're not going to stitch though.
Oh no, I want to stitch these.
Yeah. No, we should just get your stuff organized.
Yeah.
I need to,
and
I've been like talking about doing a craft room tour, and I don't want to invest $500 in organizational stuff. I want to sell 75% of my stash so that what I have fits beautifully in the space. And I declutter my kitchen a lot, and it felt so good.
Did you say Dee watches us even faster?
Yeah, at 1.5 speed.
So funny.
I was like,
yeah.
I was about to curse.
Okay. Marshall listens to audiobooks.
Yeah, our brother listens to audiobooks.
I don't know how he gets the information.
Wow, this is really took it a tangent, and I don't. This is the therapy that I needed today. Yeah. So okay, so I can't get a DMC master set together. I can't go into my office and easily kit stuff up. I have piles. I have like artwork that I have thrifted that I found out is worth a lot of money, so I no longer want to keep it. I need to get things. I have a beautiful lavender and lace angel that is hanging on my wall, and I realize like it's not for me. It needs to go somewhere else. Like I'm so glad I saved it, but it needs to find a home. But it's going to be expensive to ship it. So there's like a lot of. I want to get the stuff to the people who really want it, but I have enough stuff. After I get rid of the stuff, then if I have to place a 1, 2, 3 stitch order for one piece of fabric and one bead pack for one thing, and I regret that I got rid of something, that's okay. Like I've been watching a lot of declutter videos just to like walk myself through the process.
Nice.
If I only owned 25% of the stuff in my entire house in every room, and I had to buy 1 or 2 things back, that would be way better than where we're at right now. Because I have a bedroom that's looking a little hoardy, an office is looking a little hoardy. We decluttered my son's room, our living room and kitchen have been decluttered. So even when my kids destroy them, they're so easy to put back together. And that's what I want the whole house to be. And then I also want like a nice little couple cute shelves in my bedroom and in the office of just like cute vintage stuff that I found that is going out the door, and I can enjoy it while it's in my house.
Well, and I can tell you, like, I have downsized multiple times in my life.
I have too. Yeah, I have too.
Once to get into a 399 square foot tiny house.
Yeah.
The things that I got rid of, 90% I did not buy back when we got more space.
Well, so
because you don't need everything.
Well, okay, so I sold all my stuff to travel the world, right? And then I lived in a little studio apartment with my husband. We're separated, but we lived in a studio apartment. And I didn't have as much stuff as I have now, but my problem is I will just pack 125% of a space and stuff. No matter what space I'm in, I will fill it to 125%.
Okay.
And I just have to, and when I'd live by myself or with just another adult, you could get it organized, to the point where that was fine. It just looked lived in, but it wasn't like too much, right? But when you have children just like whirling tornadoes, you can't have a beautiful stack of books. They just knock it over. So I can't be 125% but highly organized person. It doesn't work with kids.
Yeah. In
my current life, I need to be a 50% of the space is full person, which is why I have to get rid of almost 75% of my stuff. It's not quite the formula, but yeah. Yeah.
I think that'll be good. I don't think you'll regret it.
And also I'm borrowing patterns from people. I'm lending patterns out to people. I'm not pattern. When I get rid of 75% of my stash and I still own over 50 Nora Corbett Mirabelle patterns, you do not need to feel bad for me. But it's just things are going up on the chopping block to get Destash. Prairie schoolers that I never thought I would get rid of. A Satsuma Street that I was you know what? That is the most beautiful Christmas sampler. Those are not my colors and I don't want to convert it. I just want somebody else to stitch it.
Sure.
A couple heartstring samplery Christmas patterns where I'm I love every heartstring. I know. That's how I know I'm serious. That's how I know I'm like dead serious.
That's crazy.
Because I have the ones I want to stitch, and then I have a couple that are at the end of it, and then at Jingle Ball I bought another one, so they moved 2 more back. So now they're 5 or 6 Christmases away from even potentially getting started.
And then,
Get them out.
Yeah.
Get them to something, not because they're not wonderful, but because they're gonna be something somebody else wants to stitch tomorrow. And they're just sitting on my shelf waiting to be stitched in 2028. And I have whips that I won't get to by 2028. So like, I'm gonna do DeesTash videos.
It'll be good for you. It'll be good for whoever wanted the patterns. It'll be good.
Yeah, and I'm trying to price things fairly. I've only found out that one of my patterns is a little bit rare. Not like this fried green tomatoes pattern that I have that I always feel like, oh, that was cool. It's on eBay right now for $95, but the only sold one in the last few years was $30. So I'm like,
who thinks they're gonna sell it for $95?
So I put it at 50 because I was like, well, it's clearly rare enough that like, and like,
I know exactly which one you're talking about too.
But like, I don't.
And that never happens.
so like, I put it up for 50, but like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'll have to lower the price or if I'm being stupid. Like,
yeah.
But like, everything else has been like, okay, that's basically what I thought it was worth. As like the Destash I'm doing on Instagram, which is like $5 flat shipping to the US. If you hit $35, I'll cover your shipping. Internationally, you just pay what you pay. But anyway, so I'm having a middle breakdown, and my middle breakdown means that there will be Lakeside linen at a discount, though. I will link below. I still will have other Lakeside linen. I just took a hard look at like which Lakeside linens I've never been drawn to put anything on, and I'm like, it's really beautiful, but like, you know, I'm not even, we're not even at 0 Lakeside linens. Nobody, do not feel bad for me. And I don't feel bad for myself. I just like,
it's a project. That's a big project.
it will be good. And I shouldn't lose money overall because I'll lose a little bit of money on like some of the stuff, but some of the stuff I got at thrift stores for like pennies. So like overall I should make a little bit of money for my time, but like it's still not like the most fun thing you can do. And I'm going to continue to save stuff at thrift stores. But I'm going to, and also like, I also have a hoard of PDF patterns that I can't sell. So like, you know, so none of my Artsy Housewives or Liz Matthews are going anywhere, like, because they're PDFs. So like, don't worry about me, but like, Jesus. Okay. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling a little better, yeah.
You seem like you're doing better. It's like we're kind of...
I know.
That's probably good, though, because if we were both down at the same time, it'd be rough.
It's rough.
I have 2 teams in the Super Bowl, but it's hard to hear.
Well, I have one sooner in the Super Bowl, so that's...
Jalen Hurts.
That's what we're going for.
So I lived in Philadelphia for 10 years. I've been to Phillies games. I rooted for the Phillies. Well, I had season tickets to the Phillies, like Sunday tickets. But I loved the Eagles when I was there.
Have you ever been to an Eagles game?
I've been to a few.
Oh!
Because
Jared's gonna be so jealous.
I worked at Comcast, so we had like a box, and so if you would win a sales contest, they would like let you go.
So you always win.
I didn't always go, but I've been a few times. It was really fun. And
That's
then
awesome.
when I went to the University of Kansas, so I lived in Kansas City, and when I lived in Kansas City, the Chiefs were really bad. So even though I grew up rooting for the Cowboys, it was not a conflict of interest to root for the Chiefs. And then when I became an Eagles fan and thought I was going to live in Philadelphia for the rest of my life and like really got invested in the sports there, it didn't feel like cheating to root for the Chiefs because my ex-husband and I both went to KU and the Chiefs were so bad. So the fact that the Eagles and the Chiefs have now been in the Super Bowl twice is so weird. I do think I'm rooting for the Chiefs over the Eagles, but I think morally the Eagles would be better. So like, I get to just be happy either way.
Sure.
Our other sister lives in Kansas City, so she won't be happy.
She will not be happy, yeah.
But you guys already know what happened.
Yeah.
You also know I'm having a mental breakdown because I really try to keep my shirts kind of themed to the season. I'm just wearing a summer shirt in the middle of February. Okay, we're going to start.
Are we going to start now? 16 minutes in. All right.
None of it's getting cut.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
So we like to start loosely.
Yep, we're going to start.
With thanking people that mentioned us on their channel. It means a lot to us. There are a lot of times people that we already are watching and really appreciate. So Rosanna from Bright and Dusty showed her start of, you guys saw my Cupid Collective video. She showed her start of Dee's A Very Fishy Valentine.
Aww.
And she started Love Bug Quaker. So she bought the collection and she bought 2 patterns from it. I'll link to the video and to the collection in the description. It's available through the 14th. So it still is available. And the organizations are like so deserving. You can help like with immigrant and refugee, migrant services, possibly refugee.
Migrant, yeah.
Immigration issues. You can help with people who have, one of the organizations wasn't taking donations, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. Okay, so there's one, so that is Al Ultralato. 11 Spoonful helps people with HIV get meals and care they need for, and like they make sure that the meals are like the right meals that their body needs to be able to fight infections, which is really important because like undernutrition when you're already sick is obviously a nightmare. And then the third is Rainbow Railroad, which helps people who are LGBTQIA+ get access to like the help they need to be in safer places. So
all great,
all really great,
all worthy.
The donation's $15 and US or 20 Canadian, and then you just email the email that I'll post right here and with a screenshot of your donation, and they send you one, and I'll be manning the inbox a couple days. We send you the patterns and it's through the 14th, and then the patterns are all exclusive to the bundle, and then they'll go away, and then whenever each individual person wants to release them for whatever price they want to release them in the future, will happen.
But this one's super special. Yeah.
And so Rosanna started to, I have one of my starts is from the bundle because I showed you guys my finish of my model, but I started something from the bundle. Then Tara Sullivan from Sully Stitches mentioned her most expensive charts video and made a really funny joke because the entire time we were filming that video, I was like, oh, Tara stitched that. Oh, Tara stitched that. Oh yeah, Tara stitched that. And so, and we don't call out people in those videos or tag people. We want anyone to feel uncomfortable. But I definitely,
she made it to herself.
She has the best taste. She has the best taste. Yeah. And also, if you want to see some of those patterns, go check out her channel. Mrs. Smith Stitches, who is Canadian, and I've been watching her probably since she started, maybe just right after. She recommended our trends video, which was really fun. That's fun. We've both influenced ourselves with that trends video as well. Black Coffee and Grits. Lisa mentioned that she watched our channel, and Tara from Wilda Women Crafts mentioned that I enabled her on a project bag purchase from Carrie Sews For You.
I got it attached to my.
Oh, I love it!
Isn't that perfect?
Oh, it's so good.
Perfect. Sorry.
That's Tara's cat. Yeah, she sent us those. And then 3 new floss tubes, all recommended our channel in one capacity or another. And I just wanted to mention them specifically. Go check them out. It's always great. And I know some of us are watching less Flosstube right now because we have a lot of things going on. And it's
watching the news constantly.
But it's nice to support new people who come into the community. So Betselina Stitches, Mama Bear Stitching, and the Quilt Junkie are all pretty new. Like I want to say on video 1, 2, 3, or 4, all 3 of them all have great channels and all have been people that I've interacted with on Instagram for like way longer than their channels. So go check them out. Then we want to say congratulations to Ladybug Stitches and Natasha from Britches Get Stitches. Both celebrated 1 year on Flosstube. I am going to say that Britches Get Stitches, I might have written that down. It might be 2 years because 1 year doesn't feel like the length of time that I've been watching her videos.
Yeah.
But if it is only 1 year, then her videos are really good to go check them out because it feels like I've been watching her for forever.
Yeah.
So I might have
possibly longer.
She did have an anniversary. Length of time uncertain. Ladybug Stitches definitely 1 year, and then Stitching by the Shore, Laura 5 years.
5 years, yay!
I did one time go watch one of her like first videos, and it's like it's so fun to see from 1 to like now. Yeah. Even like because about like video 6 or 7, you really start to like find a groove.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing our first video.
I haven't watched our first video in a year.
All right, birthdays. Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. Carrie Tiger Lily, Joy from the Carolina Stitches, and Brooke from Stitched by the Brook all had birthdays since we last met, or are about to, I believe. So happy birthday. All right. Now we can talk about stitching.
Okay.
Did you have any FFOs?
No. Did you have any?
No. I
Do you have any finishes?
I do.
Yay!
I think I posted this on Instagram, but I finished Evergreen by Summer House Stitchworks. This was my first for my ornament whip go. Stitch the Bubbles 25. This is from the I don't remember which book it's from. This is from the 2022.
So you're on it?
Yeah, 23 and 24 have their years, and then 22 doesn't. Yeah, they're from the 2022 Jingle Ball Baubles book. So if you want it, these books are not available outside of the Jingle Ball, and this book will never be sold again, but it's very possible this is for sale on the Summer House Stitchworks website. I just picked a pink, a red, and green. These are not the called fors. And
It's very cute.
it's on 28 count Dusty Cottage, and I'm gonna finish all of my Christmas ornaments in like batches, so they don't count towards my like get things finished in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that and a lot of the projects you're gonna see today live in my Santa's Workshop bag that cat from Whittier Stitches baby.
Yeah.
I'm not well.
I know.
All right.
We've been there.
Oh, and I'm stitching everything that goes in this bag is going to be stitched with this spring vintage hoop. All right. That was my finish.
Yay.
Did you have any starts?
I did not have any starts. Did you?
Oh, okay. So I had a lot of starts, but only one whip. So
Okay.
I'm going to talk for a little while.
Okay.
Okay. So I had 3 starts. The first one, so with the Cupid collection, I really wanted to stitch.
Aww.
I enjoyed stitching my Valentine's model. I have never stitched Valentine's before. So I was really loving that. And so I just kind of wanted to keep it going. I love the little display that I have in my house for Valentine's Day. I have these like vintage Cupid pictures that my son hates. He like wants to throw them away.
Really?
It's very strange.
Huh.
And then a little pink clock that I thrifted.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
Past life memories. That's what I'm thinking.
Like, okay, there's just this like little cherubic little person, and like I don't know when the photos were taken. They could have been taken any time between like 1890 and 1950, and it's the same to me. And then but I bought them at an antique store, so they were labeled as like vintage Cupid photos, and there are like 2 of them. And I have this little thrifted store easel and a thrifted clock, and then I have my model stitch, and I love it. And I think this drum will look so cute there next year, so I want to get it done.
That's so pretty.
But my goal yesterday, I haven't been stitching much, but my goal yesterday was to do the heart that goes over here, and then I forgot to stitch. This has a lot of stitches left, but it's all, once I get through this, it's like all border, that I will just do a little bit at a time. So I think this will be a finish by next. This is 16 count craft store Ada that I dyed myself.
It's very pretty.
I talked about doing this in the Valentine's Cupid Collective video that I put up, but I didn't actually start it until recently. I did almost 500 stitches on it. And it's also living in this bag. Because I was like, oh, surely that's just going to be like a start and finish. And it should have been like practically finished by today, but I just have not stitched much the last week. Yeah. I've stitched every day until yesterday. I can't believe I'm so mad at myself for ending my streak. Like, the lowest I've ever stitched during that time, you know, there was one day where I only stitched 9 stitches. It still meant something to me that I like spent 10 minutes on myself. I had something planned that was going to be easy to stitch. I had like a small little section. I was like, I can spend 45 minutes stitching, and then I can get back to it. And I looked at the clock. It was 1 a.m. Instagram had cut me off from posting anything else, and I was just like,
oh no. It's okay.
At least I'd already cut my bangs, because if I hadn't cut my bangs, I was gonna have to go cut my bangs at that exact. No.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend.
And I need to like. Part of my problem with my bangs is that this side flips out in a weird cowlick, and so if I let them grow too long, it just goes like completely crazy. But I didn't blow dry them correctly today, but they could get a little bit shorter. I didn't do them crazy short. I just was like trying to, because I don't want to go back to my lady and her think I was like seeing other people.
Do they really get mad?
No, but it's just like when you find someone that can cut your bangs the way you like them, you don't want to make them mad.
I'm on strike from barbers and all haircut places.
What are you doing? Well, you have really long hair.
Well, I haven't had a haircut in a year.
Yeah.
Because that last lady I went to.
Oh yeah, she really messed you up.
Turned my hair green, and now it's crunchy until I die because it's gonna take that long for it to grow out. I'm very mad at haircut people.
I don't get my
I
actual
spent
haircut.
like $300 for her to ruin my hair.
This is $18, little bang trim. She charges me the like child's haircut rate just
Aw.
to do a bang trim. And I go in like every 2 months. I should probably go in every 6 weeks, but like I stretch it out a little bit. And like obviously it'd be better if I could just cut my own bangs regularly and have her like shape them up every like when I go in once a year. But I haven't been that brave. But I think I did an okay job. I don't think that like anybody can tell. They're still just a little too long.
I think they look the same, so that's probably good.
I also said I don't like bangs. I don't understand bangs. Don't ask me my
I
opinion.
didn't say I didn't like them. I said I don't understand them. Like I don't know.
Well,
why.
I have bangs because when I was pregnant with Molly, I was like, I really need Botox. But I didn't want to go get Botox when I was pregnant. So I was like, so we'll just get bangs and cover up the lines instead of...
I was like, is that an alternative?
Yeah, because it's like, you know, you just can't see it.
I guess I like my forehead. I don't know.
Oh, no, I don't like my forehead. I think bangs look good on me.
Yeah.
In general, not when they get crazy long. All right, my next start... I told you guys I was going to start this when we were... So during the most expensive patterns video, I revealed that I had Easter Peep by Brenda Gervais and did not know that it was out of print or expensive, and it was on the list. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to have a almost $200 pattern in my stash. Like,
yeah,
let's just. And it was in my stash because I was going to stitch it, but I hadn't like put it on my list. I was like, let's just stitch it and get it out of here. Let's just get it out of here. Now I think between that and Love Drum, my plan February starts. I think I'm just going to swap these two because I don't have the mental capacity to start anything else this month besides the because I still have to start Stitch for Pride.
Oh, I haven't done that.
Because I finally got my floss. Not finally, I got my flosses in the mail.
Yeah.
And not finally, like they were late or they were right on time, but they came, and so now it's time for me to start it. And then I have 2 Christmas ornaments to start. So I think I'm just going to officially say like the 2 February ones got swapped for these 2 projects.
I think that's fair. You like them all.
I like them all, yeah. And I'm not getting rid of those.
Yeah.
Like, those are things, it's, because one's your pattern, it's Peacock Pinfish.
Oh, yeah.
Which I will get to,
which
is on her wall, so I'm not going to forget about it. And then the other one is a Marbeck Angel, and Marbeck patterns, I do have a lot of Marbeck patterns I need to destash, but that one I'm keeping. I actually have 2 copies of it, so I'm not even, maybe did we give one of the copies away? I don't remember. Everything that's for giveaways or people gave me to give away,
today.
are in a different...
We're going to give away which?
Yeah, are in a different place than where I keep my, like, to destash patterns. But anyway, this is Easter Peep. I did almost 500 stitches. I actually don't have every color of DMC that is in it, which is shocking.
I should grade my stash.
Yeah, actually I should, because other than this yellow, you don't need that much of most of the colors.
Yeah.
I'm like 25% of the way through. I will finish this before our next Flosstube, because then I'm letting it to a friend. And that friend can reveal if they want that they borrowed it from me. Like, I don't care about that. But I'm not going to blow up their spot about it. And then you decide you're not even interested in stitching it.
No. It's cute, but I don't decorate for Easter. Yeah. I just don't.
I do. Actually, I loved having Christmas stuff out so much that made me excited about the Valentine's stuff. And then I love having the Valentine's stuff out. Oh, that's really pretty. And so now I'm excited about getting an Easter thing done. And then my other Easter project actually is in my one Easter bag, obviously. This is my Easter Carry Sews for You. I only have one Easter bag, so it was going to live in here. And I'm stitching it with this princess hoop. My other Easter project is in here, so if I decide I'm loving stitching this when it's done, I could just roll into it.
Oh, I love that one.
But I'm going to have enough entries for this category at the State Fair. It's like, let's move on to other categories. Because Valentine's Day and Easter both go into holiday other. Yeah. And neither of these are going to win that category because, like, they're not going to.
I think that egg is really cool.
But they could both place in that category.
Absolutely.
Plus, Love Drum is going to be done. I wonder if that could place if I made it into a drum.
Oh, you probably could.
So, anyway, I'm excited about it. It was really cute. I really liked it. But I'm also going to be happy when it's, like, my friend has stitched it and then it's up on eBay and I don't have to worry about
wrecking your almost $200 pattern or misplacing it or
because my Mirabilias, it's like I bought them to stitch them and I'm not going to sell them when they're done, with maybe a few exceptions, but This pattern I did not know was valuable. I thought it was just in a binder. It could have easily like died in a fire and I would never have known. And I just don't need to hold on to it.
It is very
Yes, CS19. And it might not go for that much money.
No.
But it is out of print, so even if it doesn't go for that much money, whoever gets it will be happy. I'll probably put that up on my Etsy shop whenever. Because I decided I don't want to be in the eBay listings next year. I don't want to be like, oh, that was my purchase. I have one other start, my other whip go. This is Cooper's Christmas Memories by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. My first Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery.
How freaking cute is that gonna be?
It was in the 2023 Christmas Baubles book. I don't know if they have released it separately or not. It's so cute. Oh my god,
I know, it's friggin' adorable.
I didn't get as many stitches. I was supposed to get 500 stitches. I only got about 250. Partially because I have like almost none of the colors from this. But I do think I can take the white and keep going with that. Because I was like, I don't want to kit this whole thing. I don't want to go this far and buy thread for this. Because I'm going to make a master set. By the time I get around to finishing it, the master set will be done. Whereas Easter Peep is not going to be done before my master set. I do need to look through your plots to see. Because that stuff's going to get stitched this week. But like, I'm putting him away when I get to 500 stitches. So, but there's like a lot of white. So I think if I can get to like 450 without buying floss, then that's just what I'm going to do. Because I can do it more later.
Sure.
Oh, Easter Peep is on 28 count platinum by Swagart. The pattern is called for 1/1 on 32 count. That is serial killer. Like, because it's to make it like this really cute teeny tiny. I get it, but also serial killer. So if you buy it, you should stitch it on 56 count if you want to make it tiny and not do that. I guess they just 56 count wasn't like readily available back.
Well, it's still probably not very.
Yeah.
I mean, popular, but.
But I'm doing it 2/2 on 28 count because that's more fun. I want it to be a little bigger because it's also not going to be a little ornament. It's going to be like the main Easter decoration I have out this year, other than like some eggs and stuff.
Cool.
This is 28 count. No, this is 32 count Ice Blue by Swagart.
It's really pretty.
And I pulled out a whole nother. I have 1 or 2 more fat quarters of this color. I was like, Stephanie, like I can do 10 ornaments on this. At least one of them is going up in my DeesTash. And then like, yeah, it's like I have 77 projects and a lot of them are like, have like this much extra fabric on them on top of.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. It was fun getting the fabric. It was fun seeing it and being inspired by it. And it will also be fun having the space back. Yeah. It was like I lived in a little L&S for a while. Yeah. And then I decided to live in a little vintage store instead. Yeah. But I'm still stitching. I'm not quite stitching. It also lives in here. So 3 of my projects live in here. That is where I'm at, guys. Normally I like to match my projects to my... But right now I've got a Valentine's Day project and a Christmas bag because that is where I'm at. I'm also not like UFOing or getting rid of like whips. I'm just getting rid of like things that like could be future plans.
Yeah.
All right, those are my starts.
Yay. Okay, I only have 2 whips.
Okay.
All right. This is the first that I worked on. This is 12 Days of Christmas from Tiny Modernist.
Are you guys noticing that this is a lot of seasonal stitching? We're not really big seasonal stitchers other than Christmas, and we usually save it to Christmas.
Yeah. I don't know. I worked on this all year last year.
Yeah, but it's not like...
And I'm only this far.
But that was like... This is basically a seasonal stitching episode.
My other whip isn't.
My other whip isn't either, but that was a lot.
My other whip is for my birthday, Stephanie.
So it is seasonal.
The season of me.
The month of Princessuary?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, Tiny Modernist has 2, 12 Days of Christmas, and this is the older one. She has a newer one that I think is all, like, separates. But I love, love, love this. It's so cute.
It's gonna look really good this Christmas when it's done.
It's going to. I did this week, or last week.
Are you gonna enter at the State Fair in the Christmas category? It's gonna be done by then.
It could be done by then.
That'll be your biggest Christmas finish this year, probably.
Yes. Probably will, probably will. I have 3 to go. Well, 3.5 because she's doesn't have a face right now or legs. But I did the maid and the
or legs.
Or legs. I don't have the color for her skin. I don't know what happened to it because I keep all of the floss in the same ring.
Remember you lent me some colors though, and then you didn't tell me like they went to. Oh, I didn't take
That's
anything
from
out
the
for ring.
box.
I didn't
These
take anything out for
these
ring.
are on a ring in the bag,
Yeah,
and it's not there. So I don't know. Maybe I ran out of it and then replace it.
We gotta get these master sets going in our life.
Agreed.
Do you know how frustrating it is to know you have every color of DMC? Probably, but maybe you don't have 100 colors. But even if you had every color, you couldn't get to all of them.
Yeah. Like, even if they were in some kind of order, where I could be like, oh, I know that color is in this bag. There's no way I could find it. No. But that's what I worked on. And then, then I have just three days left, and I'll be done. This is my only piece in Lugana. And I want to say it's 25, 22, 25.
I think it's
25.
28 count.
I don't know.
I think it's 28.
It's a very nice even weight. I love this color.
Because if it was 25, your stitches would be bigger than my stitches. I think they're 28 count.
They're smaller? Okay.
No, I think they're both 28.
Oh, okay. So probably 28. No, I love this background color for it. Like,
it's really pretty.
It looks really good.
It pops.
It pops. And these are all the called for DMCs. Because I'm a DMC person.
I think I'm gonna be more of a DMC. Well, it doesn't matter because I have so many.
You
things
have
pitted
so
out
much.
that it doesn't like. But it's like I think going forward, if I decide, like if I don't have the floss or something, I think I'm getting the DMC.
This is the bag it's in with my little stitched on motif. So that was one. And I only have one more.
You're not, guys. You are not ready for this.
It could be. You don't know. So I influenced myself for the most expensive kits video we did. I was like, it was like Thomas Kinkade. And I was like, you know what? I have some of those. So that's what I whipped out. And I'm almost done. I have this little corner. And then these kits are notorious for not having all of the correct things you need.
Really?
Yeah. And so there's some like empty stitches here. I don't have that color. That color did not come with the kit, so I'm just gonna have to wing it.
Guys, some people are paid more than I paid for like Broadway tickets by like a lot on these vintage kits, and then everyone who has them says like, "Don't do that."
They're so not worth it.
People who love them, love them.
But look how cool it looks.
It looks really good.
And I saw the trailer for the Snow White live action yesterday, and I was so excited.
Do you know what you're gonna do about it?
About this? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna frame it myself.
No, about the missing color.
Oh, I'm gonna just look at because I have the picture. So you tell me. This is the bag it's in, my Cinderella bag. My sister gave me, my other sister.
It's from Little Boat 88.
Tara's.
With Willow Woman Craft official.
My official bling. But where's the picture? Oh, and I found this.
Allison won this kit from the Floss Boss and Cousins.
And it even said
I've never seen this before. Her handwriting is, I'm not going to show the note because I didn't read it, so I don't know if it's like private, but that is the most gorgeous handwriting I've ever seen.
Well, I had it. Oh, Frankie's sitting on it. No, but it says they want to see the progress. So, hey guys.
Hi guys.
But like, no, I'm just going to look at the picture, and it's a very, very light, like, I could probably get away with like a
any
white.
color. If you do any,
light blue, light purple.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
if you can figure out what the number is, you can just convert it to DMC.
Yeah. I can do that.
I can't believe their handwriting.
I know.
It's like
Christy, Callie, thank you so much.
It's like a typography of what calligraphy should look like.
It should look like.
What cursive should look like.
You know, they're Southern, so that probably has something to do with it.
They got those manners.
They do. We didn't get those. Even though we're supposedly Southern.
I feel more Midwestern.
I do too.
And when I was in school, and probably you too, they grouped us with the Southwest.
Yeah.
No, the Southwest. It was us, Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. So I always considered us like a Southwestern state that didn't belong. But I always felt Midwest.
Well, apparently, I did read this somewhere that the rest of the country sees us as Southern, but Oklahomans do not think they're Southern.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. Because the South has like, okay, so like, if you had to say like, okay, what region are you in? Really, we're in a region where we're just like Texas's weird little brother, and like that's it, and there's nobody else, right? But the next state we're the most like around us is obviously Kansas. Yeah, like it's not close. That's part of why like I felt so comfortable going to the University of Kansas, like because it was just like going to the like everything's up to date in Kansas City.
I mean,
Like,
for real. So, wrong tangent. Anyway, back to the stitching. So this is how far I am. And I'll probably finish in the next week.
it's really good.
And then I'm going to try and frame it myself because it's just the standard size.
What size is it?
I think it's 5x7.
Oh, cool. I have some
5x7.
I have some 5x7 frames.
Do you?
You can come over and shop for frames.
Okay.
Once I get my craft store liquidated, and it just become a normal person's craft room.
Yeah. I think I'm going to put it in the living room.
It's really pretty.
Isn't it cool?
I love it.
I absolutely love it. I do absolutely love it. But it's also making me want to stitch all of them.
You can stitch all of them.
All of them. I haven't even started, I barely started on Cinderella again.
Wow, we could talk in plans about what ones you're going to work on next when we get there.
We'll get there. And that's all I did.
All right, I only have one whip because I haven't stitched as much as normal, and most of my stitching went into that Evergreen. But this is Within a Dream by the Artsy Housewife. It's on 28 count presentation by Tropical Stitches.
Oh, it looks really good.
I just freaking love it. I did about almost 1,000 stitches on it.
It looks really, really good.
I was missing my dog, so this is a piece I'm doing as in memory of my dog Lucy, who passed away. I'm actually so loopy I wouldn't cry right now if I talked about her because I'm in that whole other hyper mental state of
Yeah.
But the last 11 minutes of the Ask Us Anything video, I talk about Lucy. I'll link that below if you're curious. I did see the Artsy Housewife is releasing this for Nashville Needlework Market. So some of you guys asked about this pattern, and I got it in her Patreon last summer. She is releasing it. So you're free of seeing any of the Nashville Needlework stuff, so you can't be influenced.
No.
Nice thing for me is
You think that, but I get Lindy Stitches emails.
I
do open those. So, yeah.
Well, the nice thing is Liz Matthews released hers today, and they're so good, but I have some of them from being in her Patreon last year. And then I already had this from being in the Artsy Housewife Patreon. So I was like, so basically I already have National Needlework patterns. I just paid for them last year.
Right.
So it doesn't count a stash this year.
Very cool.
Maybe when people do a Nash stash start, maybe I'll start one of my Hello from Liz Matthews Patreon pieces that I got as Patreon, but people are getting it as Nashville. Yeah. Just as in solidarity.
I do need to find a really good Liz Matthews pattern before your birthday.
Well, that's not going to be hard because they're all amazing.
I know, but
the big problem is that I have a bunch, but they're all PDFs.
Oh,
so we'll have to talk about.
I have a Liz Matthews on my wall over here that I love.
Yeah. Love. Well, and you can get the nice thing is if there's something I have as a PDF, that means you can get it as a PDF because you don't have to worry about getting it as a paper pattern. So I can borrow it later, and that's at least nicer. Yeah. This lives in this Lake House Stitch Co bag. And it's a funerary floral.
I love it.
Funerary florals.
I think of it more as just like a gothic.
I didn't get it for that, but then when I needed something for it, it was obviously I was stitching it with this Duchess hoop. Yeah. She did no, I'm not gonna cry. So maybe I should put my queen hoop in here.
No.
She was a little queen, but
oh my gosh.
Maybe at least a princess.
She is definitely a princess.
She needs an upgrade to a princess too, for sure.
She is probably more like a duchess.
All right. Now we're on my whips. I stitched about half what I normally stitch, and I missed an entire day.
Oh, that's okay. I'll be fine.
It's not that I have one day without stitching. It's not that I had one day without stitching after having 400 and something days with stitching, and it didn't occur to me. That's like when you forget to take a pill or something. You're like, I take it every day, and then all of a sudden you have a baby. Just kidding. That's not what happened. That would be awful. That's not what happened with either of my babies, but
Jordan, really?
That's what happened. Both of my kids were very, very anticipating. Yeah. But that would be funny.
That would be funny. Well, can I show one of my past frames?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
we didn't have very many.
We were gonna show your past stuff, and I forgot.
One moment.
Because Allison, before we started the channel, had a bunch of previous finishes, but
we didn't show that one yet, did we?
No.
Or if we have, it's
if we did, it was in a tutorial. It wasn't on our Flosstube episode. But we didn't do a parade or anything because we were a little bit concerned about copyright stuff because so many of hers are ones that she just
thanks.
made. So tell us about this stuff.
Okay. This is actually my wedding bouquet. So that's my husband and that's me in my wedding dress. And we're holding it together. So this is from an actual photo that Stephanie converted to cross stitch for me.
No.
Yeah.
You converted this.
No, you converted it.
No, you stitched this before we started recording.
Oh, you converted the whole picture, and then it was 72 pages, and I said no.
Yeah.
Because I already had this.
To get the quality, she wanted the whole picture this is based on. And to get the quality of it, we're getting... So Hannah Dowling is stitching a wedding portrait, and hers is amazing. And to get it like... But you would have had that idea independently, but then I'd seen that she was doing that, and I was like, to get it at that level, it has to be that big. And when I showed you like smaller versions, you were like, well, those look like dope people. I don't want to do that.
No,
you did this yourself.
Yeah. But I think it's not like super, good definition or anything like that. But it feels more like a romantic painting.
Well, and it's in their bedroom all the time and it's out around for Valentine's Day. No, it's beautiful.
Thank you. I really love it.
It really reminds me of like an impressionist painting, like in the bottom parts of the pictures.
Yeah. And
this was professionally framed. It's beautiful. All right, that was that conversation went dark. All right, so Flosstube University. No plans. What are your plans?
Okay, so I got super influenced by most expensive kit.
Which we're not going to tell you guys how much things are, but you gotta watch the video.
Yeah. So we had a very.
Her cat is giving me the evil, like a dead evil eye. But normally he likes me.
Well, he does that occasionally. So we had a very good friend of ours reach out and say, hey, I have these Thomas Kinkade out of print patterns. And since you don't want the whole kit, do you want to just borrow the pattern? So I will be stitching Thomas Kinkade Disney Dreams Collection Winnie the Pooh. And I'm very, very excited about this. But I will need to purchase more gridded fabric.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have an exact date on when I'm going to start it, but probably somewhere in the next 2 weeks.
But you do have the pattern in your possession.
But I have the pattern.
So, and obviously that person will remain anonymous.
But a very, 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 very kind person.
Because we don't want them to get flooded. But oh my gosh, when I saw that, I was like,
I know. I'm super excited.
There's a benefit to doing all the eBay research. Like, people then reach out and they're like, you know what, I have that. Do you want to borrow it?
I know. It almost feels like wrong.
Well, we didn't know when we started doing this series that was going to happen.
I know. It's not like I did it to get
No. And that's why I'm also like, if I have a friend I know really wants something and I have it, I'm trying to lend those.
And I would say that I don't own it.
You can't lend your patterns to people you don't really know because like that goes, but like if I have a friend who's like, oh, I was interested in that. It's like, okay, well.
Yeah. Well, I would be happy to lend out.
We could even, do you want to sell it?
We could do a giveaway.
Or do you want to do a giveaway?
Yeah.
When you're done?
We could do a giveaway if it.
Okay.
Because it's not a kit anymore.
It's just a pattern.
It's just a pattern.
Okay, so next so we hit 6,000 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
But I wasn't ready to celebrate it yet because I need to get through this DeesTash. And also, we're like just above 6,000 and numbers can kind of go up and down. So it's kind of nice to like wait till you're like a little bit further past it. So on our next Flosstube, if we're still above 6,000, as a celebration, we'll give away a Snow White pattern.
That's a great incentive to just finish it.
Yeah, you gotta finish it because
it's going away.
And I did get caught up with all of the stuff that I owed people. I believe everything that I was supposed to mail has been mailed. So if I didn't mail you something,
poker.
I can't deal with it right now. If I didn't mail with you with something, we'll figure it out later because I'm having a mental breakdown.
That's perfect because I got it as a giveaway. I know you can have it as a giveaway.
Yeah. It'll be the Floss Buds and Cousins grand giveaway.
Yay.
Grand baby giveaway. All right. My plans. Mm-hmm. Finish Easter Peep so that I can lend it to my friend. Also because like Easter is in basically 2 months. It'll be nice if we both can have it out for Easter if we are wanting to because it's not very big. Mm-hmm. And also I'm going to put my Valentine's Day stuff away. It'll be nice to have that FFO'd and just go straight up. Run this DeesTash and get my life together, and then also use that momentum to DeesTash my like wardrobe, my children's clothes. Like I did the minimal mom thing where you only have like 2 plates per person, except I had 3 per kid. But I took all the dinner plates except for 2, and I just put them in a cabinet, and I took out all the extra stuff and I just put it in a cabinet. Like away from the kitchen so that if I needed it, I could get it. But just, it's so much better. So I got to do that to my whole house.
Nice.
So use the but stitching wise, the DeesTash is really important because that's going to give me more. The kitchen gave me momentum to get the DeesTash. The DeesTash gave me momentum to keep going. Stitching wise, I got to finish Easter Peep. Then I got to work on our Make It Murder Sal.
Oh, Make It Murder Sal. Yes.
So that's the next. And then at Full Moon Stitching, Megan, the Wet Eye Stitcher, Jen invited her to join our little Full Moon Stitching so I got that. I actually don't think that will be happening before we meet again. Yeah, I don't think so. No, it will because it's the 9th.
It'll probably snow on Wednesday. Get your snow.
Yeah, so I'll do I have little things. So my main focuses will be Easter Peep, Love Drum, and my 2 Make It Murder Sals, and they're all really small. I normally set big goals for myself and then try to get half this month. Because of my mental state, I just set a goal of exactly what I could probably stitch if I stitch at capacity. I'm already not stitching at capacity, but it's it'll be, let's just get these things done. And then in March, kick it up. Or if I don't want to kick it up, at least I'll have a lot of the finishes I need to have done, and I can turn to Village of Hawthorne Hollow and start putting all of my attention there. Because that's what I really want to do after I get through these smalls is. I think it'll be nice to have one main project and some other things I'm doing, but just really focus on one main project. I just need some quiet, and I need some decision fatigue to be I need
Yeah.
So that's my plans.
Do you want to answer a question from the goblet?
Well, we have a couple other topics, and then we will. I do have an Ask Us Anything.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Okay, so Flosstube University. So we put out lessons on Flosstube University on Thursdays. I did film how to grid with a marker and did not have time to edit it. That's where my life is at right now. I did not have time to edit a video. It is just sitting on my hard drive. Filmed. But that's not going to come out this week because we're going to do this Destash parade and I don't want to have 2 videos in one day.
Yeah.
So instead, that will come out the week after that. But we also like to share things we learn on Flosstube, and I've been watching Miss Flosstube, and I think it's contributing to my mental unrest that I haven't been having quiet time with and feeling connected with people that I'm not sitting and just quietly stitching with anyone. Mm-hmm. So, but Beep World, who is not a Flosstube, Liz is I mentioned her before. She's a fashion content creator, but all of her clothes for the most part are thrifted or from sustainable brands. She did a video called Crafty DIY Flips, and one of the projects was she embroidered her initial and then put it on a shirt, but she embroidered her initial on just a piece of fabric and then sewed it to a shirt, and it looked so cool and weird, and I was like, you could totally make that in cross stitch instead of embroidery.
Yeah.
And it would be honestly way easier.
Yeah.
Because using the embroidery setting on a sewing machine is stressful to me.
Yeah.
So, and of the 3 DIY flips, I felt 2 of them would be great cross stitch projects, and then the other one was just cute. So anyway, I'll link to that video. Go check her out. If you she does embroidery on shirts sometimes, and she's not cross stitch, but watching her channel. There's a lot of ways you could be inspired to take cross stitch into the real world when she's using other crafts. And then, did you watch the Flosstube?
I watched Sons of Anarchy.
Did you watch our Flosstube? No. No.
But I watched the first one we did, the most expensive patterns. I didn't watch the kit one. I was influenced already.
You're I don't
need to see it.
I could use the Sons of Anarchy rewatch. I have a giant list of shows I want to rewatch from better times.
Well, we never went back and watched Mayans, which was
I never
sequel.
did either.
We never
was
watched
it good?
that. We didn't watch it yet, so we're gonna do all of Sons of Anarchy, and then we're gonna do the Mayans.
I never watched the Breaking Bad prequel.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Oh, Better Call Saul is so good.
I love Breaking Bad. I need to do that.
Yeah, it's
do
really,
a
really
Breaking
good.
Bad rewatch and then go watch Better Call Saul. I haven't watched much Flosstube, and like I said, I don't think that's good for my mental health. I think I need the peaceful, crafty, creative time. I've been watching a lot of like thrifting and vintage reseller tips because I want to do that in my free time too. So, okay, so I haven't been watching much Flosstube, but I am going to change that because it's just not good for me to be.
You need that connection.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I did watch Crafty Game and Jamie as a whip parade, which is really fun. And, always good. And, like literally that's the only parade I watched in the last weeks. There's so many good parades that come out too, and I'm just like saving them for when I feel better. And I'm like, I'm not gonna feel better. I need to watch them to feel better. You know what I mean? So, haul. So, I did get the Cupid Collective bundle since I was part of the Cupid Collective. I got all the patterns, and I did start Love Drum, which you guys already saw. I don't think I'm gonna start any of the rest of them this year, but I think I will be stitching from that collection again next year, and then also if we do a volume 2 next year, it'll be fun to see what comes out.
Yeah,
but cool. So I got that, and then so I got my Stitch for Pride 2025 flosses came in the mail. Dee worked with the dyer Algie Ross. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, not 100% sure, but I think so. And this was like the last thing I allowed myself to purchase before I went into my more serious no-buy.
Those are awesome. Those are awesome.
I don't remember which ones are the next. I mean, I can tell kind of based on color. I think this was either January or February. But they're labeled with the name of so the flosses for this are based on colors that were popular with materials that were used at the time of the historical figure, because Stitch for Pride 2025 is historical figures who were trans, non-binary, or gender fluid. I believe that that's the correct terminology. If not, I apologize. I will get it by the next time. So the colors are based on things that were popular during their time. You guys have probably seen Peep People's Januaries are like a light blue, but I haven't started yet, so I don't know. So these came in the mail on Monday or Tuesday, but I didn't. You stitch your life into your pieces. I didn't want to stitch this week into my piece. I need to get to a place where I can have some like calm and start listening and doing the education. Because one of the only things I don't like about how I did Stitch for Pride last year was that I didn't stay up on the education all the time. I was getting the education from watching other people's Flosstubes, people talking about it, but that's not the same thing as like watching a TED Talk or something. And when I look at it, because it's in my living room, and when I look at it, I remember a lot more about the artists if I did the learning during the same time period when I was stitching. Like either the same day or like even like literally sitting there stitching. Right, yeah. But my life doesn't always allow for that level of contemplative stitching. But since I have the whole year, I want to prioritize doing that at least a few times on each of the sections so I'm remembering them better. Also, these historical figures so far have been people I already am very, very familiar with from just like my general like ancient history nerddom. Yeah, like Elagabalus, love. And then Hatshepsut. My favorite book when I was 10 was a book, it might have been like 11 or 12, but was a book called Her Majesty King Hatshepsut or His Majesty Queen Hatshepsut. It was, the pronouns and the title were flipped, and it was my favorite book. I read it like 55 times. So she is like a personal hero of mine, and I don't know if the pronouns I'm using are not the pronouns that people would use today. No. I believe that I think she identified as a woman, but I haven't done the learning yet, so
but in the 1990s, this is what we said.
But in the 1990s, I was obsessed with Hatshepsut. And also ancient Egypt in general, and would like write notes to my friends in ancient Egypt and hieroglyphics. So I can't wait to do these readings and videos and stuff, but just like these materials are just gorgeous. And I just really want to be more I feel like I worked really hard last year, but this year I want to be more respectful of the point of the exercise and not just get it. But it being up in my living room is so meaningful to me, partially because of like raising little kids and just like being able for them to hear like whenever anyone comes over, like, oh, that's cool, what is it? And then just like ingraining it into them. that, you know, like different aspects of the piece. And so I want this one to be as impactful in my home, but I also want it to be more impactful in my life. And also, obviously trans history right now is something really important as people try to erase the contributions of women and LGBTQIA individuals and all minorities in general. So
yeah,
feels important.
It does. It also feels really overwhelming, and I'm not even a target.
Yeah. And we have close family friends with children, and I'm not gonna say anything identifying, with children who are trans, who have been allowed, even in Oklahoma. You might think like, you know, oh, Oklahoma, what kind of life could a small trans girl, like, you know, surely they're getting left and right. Like, their parents gave them the best life that they possibly could have, to the point where, like, I didn't know their daughter was trans, and they're a very close family friend, because I was living out of the country, and when I came back, I was like, oh, I thought, oh, and then I was like, no, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's not,
and here we go. And it was just wonderful.
Yeah.
And
grade A family. Wonderful family.
And I have been, so like, I think about them every day. And we sometimes go on tangents that we cut out.
Yeah.
Let's leave this one in.
Okay.
But we're going to move on. But I think Stitcher Pride 2025 is going to be good for us to talk about. Because that's the whole point. It's like, it's not just you stitch it, you also talk about it.
Right.
And people need to remember that these are like people,
real
children,
people.
Real children getting hurt.
Real children.
Oh, I had one more piece of haul.
What?
It was very tiny. I told you about it. So when I'm out doing my Thrifting channel and I'm starting this vintage reseller shop on Etsy, one of the people who I really likes their vintage resale shop sells a lot of fiber arts and needlepoint, which got me really excited about that, like, that I could, you know, continue to like save fiber arts, but actually get it, like actually sell it and not just have it in my house, hoarding it at my house. So this was a finished needlepoint that was at the store. This was $2. And when I frame it, I'm going to put it up for sale in my vintage resale shop at some point when that gets going here pretty soon. But the reason I picked that one over this other, and I went back to get the other, I only bought this one, and then I went back to get the other ones, and they were gone. And I was like, I shouldn't have done that. But it also had this pair of scissors in the bag. But look, they say made in USA.
Really?
So they're old. Yeah. So I have no idea if they're actually going to like cut. Although they look pretty
good, yeah.
sharp. And they were for needlepoint floss, so yeah, no, these are total. So I was like, well, for $2, I get a finished needlepoint that I can sell to someone who will love it, and also a cool pair of like vintage scissors. Not that I need scissors, but
we have like 30 pairs of those tiny scissors.
But I thought this was so cool. Like when I put it in a little frame, like it'll be hopefully one of the first things that I list in my shop.
Very cute.
So it has been fun going out to thrift stores looking for stuff that's vintage stuff to sell. You could not live in a better city to do vintage shopping at, because like it's not like California prices. Like Oklahoma thrift store prices aren't bad where I am, and then everything is there. And then we have so many antique stores and stuff too. It's like it's been fun. It has taken away from my stitching, but I need to be doing that. So, all right. Yeah, this needlepoint kit was called Nautical. I guess because I don't know. To me, it's a bird pattern, but
they're clearly seagulls.
They're seagulls, yeah. But like to me, it's like the birds are the focus. But I wonder when this kit is from. It's so funny with needlepoint kits. It's like, okay, so you stitched it, and you can't even. There's no pattern. It's over. What do you? No one can ever do it again? Although this would be so easy to try.
Yeah, you can do it.
But I'm trying to see what year this was. Doesn't say. But yeah, there was a few of these kits, and some of them were done and some of them weren't done, and I should have bought all of them. It doesn't have. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to become a purveyor of vintage needle arts. That will be super fun. Something I care about a lot, but also like, you can only have so many in your own house, especially when you're also stitching them. Like,
yeah, but you're not stitching them in mass quantity.
No.
You're whipping them in mass quantity.
No, yeah, like, you know, stitching to sell stitching is like not a thing. And every once in a while someone will comment on one of our videos like, how can you make money cross stitching? Like, can you sell cross stitches? Like, you can't. But when people pass away or they give their stuff away and then they don't want it anymore, then that becomes valuable, but not at the level you would ever pay someone for. But it still is like beautiful in your house. So like the vintage needlepoint that I bought, this is in my living room. This is like, I paid like $35 for it, but it's like over 100 years old in a frame that would cost $75 if it didn't have, like, it's crazy. Nice. Yeah. So it's not like a lucrative market as stitchers. No. But it is fun to go to thrift stores, save pieces, and it'll be fun to flip them because I already have enough up in my house. Yeah. All right, ask us anything.
Okay. Get the chalice.
It feels like we're getting down to the wire, but we're not.
We're not. It did last time because half of them had spilled out. So I was collecting them as I was cleaning yesterday.
What's your favorite book, movie, or TV show, and why?
You go first.
My favorite book is, off the top of my head, is East of the West.
What's that one about?
No. Yes. Is that what it's called? It's a Bulgarian book. It's a short story. No. It's Bulgarian. I'll link it below. It's, so I lived in Bulgaria for 4 years. It's by a Bulgarian who moved to Texas. And so it explains Eastern Europe. They're beautiful stories, but it also is explaining Eastern Europe in a way that an American from this part of the country can fully understand.
That is crazy because my favorite book is written by someone from Texas who moved to Japan. So it's my Memoirs of a Geisha.
Oh, okay.
It's written by a Texas author.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. I haven't read that.
It's amazing. I've read it so many times.
All right, I guess we could do all three of these. What's your favorite movie?
What is my favorite movie? Probably Cinderella. For being honest.
The 1960s Cinderella, someone commented or messaged me on Instagram. I think they messaged me directly that it's available on YouTube for free right now. The Leslie Ann Warren version.
Oh, really?
It's up on YouTube, so you should do that. I'm going to do that this week. My favorite movie is World 10 Bombs. I don't know if it's aged well. I haven't watched it in like a decade. Watched it in a long time. But my entire personality is based on that movie. So, TV show.
I go in phases, so just right now, my obsession is The Good Place. And I think it's a good place for all of us to start.
But this is the bad place.
This is the bad place. And we all need to learn our ethics lessons real quick. We all need to study up on that ethical dilemma situation and get a handle on it. Because this is the bad place. So I've been watching that on repeat for like a month. Yeah.
I watched it when it came out, but I haven't watched it since then.
We all need to crack a book right now. What would Kierkegaard say, apparently? Let's find out.
Not good things. My favorite book... No, we're on TV show.
TV show, yeah.
Let's see. Like, Real Housewives is a... okay, yes, it's a bunch of different shows, but it's really like a canon of work, a body of work. Okay. It's like saying, is your favorite book of the Bible Matthews, or is it the Bible? Yeah. Like, Real Housewives is my favorite TV show, but a show that I'm like really itching to rewatch. I've watched it through twice, and is also timely, The Americans.
Oh, I haven't seen that. But make me cry and crush my soul right now.
It might.
You're like, yeah.
Well, what's very interesting is our grandfather worked at the FBI in Washington, D.C. And that's where he met our grandmother, even though they were both from Oklahoma City already. Yep. In the 50s? No, 40s. 40s, because our aunt is older. So the building that that's supposed to take place in is where our grandparents met. So that part was fun, although it takes place in the 80s. It's fun for 80s fashion. The 80s fashion is top-notch. Carrie Russell, top-notch. Matthew Reese, top-notch. It will be hard to watch a show where the FBI is the FBI is the good guys, but then the other side's also the good guys. Like, it's one of those where there's no, like, right or wrong, and you can tell.
Yeah.
But, like, it's making, like, I'm very pro,
compassion.
no, like, so it's about spies, right?
Yeah,
It's about
right.
spies.
I knew that part.
And it's about Russian spies from the Soviet Union and the FBI trying to get them, but you're on both sides, and that's interesting. But it is wild. It is like, it's new. It's like newer, but like it came out like what, a few years ago. But I would love them to do an update. Like, bring these characters and like maybe have the daughter come in now and see what she would say. Be interesting. That's a good show.
I'll check it out.
All right. So, giveaway. Okay.
Oh yeah. I didn't put it up. What did I do with it?
I believe I am caught up on giveaways. I mailed out more things this week that were giveaways, but I let all of those people know. If I did not let you know that you were getting something from me and you think I owe you something, please email here. Because I do have patterns left in my bag of giveaway stuff, but not everything always gets claimed.
I don't know what I did with it.
So feel free to let me know, because I'm a mess and I don't remember I think I'm caught up. So if I am not caught up, feel free to be like, hey, idiot, you are not caught up. This is what you owe me, and I will get it to you. You don't know where it is.
Well, if you give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allison, on our whip parade, end of year whip parade, Allison said she was going to give away her quilted witch. Then we forgot about it.
Yeah.
We're not well.
It's been a hard time. Check on your American friends.
We remember it now. If you want to enter to win that, go back to that video. I'll link it below. And watch that video and enter it on that video. So if you want to win her whip of the quilted witch, which she cannot find at the moment.
It's over there.
It is here. Last seen in December, but it is here.
No, I saw it not too long ago.
She will send it to you. Now, does it include the pattern? Well, it doesn't matter. In that video,
Yes.
It explains what it is.
I have the pattern
What it
and
is.
the...
Yeah, it explains what it is. And then for this week's giveaway, oh, Jesus, okay. I opened my design shop a year ago, at the end of February. So yesterday I put in my Etsy store a 25% off sale on all patterns. Now, so 25% off patterns in our Etsy shop, I'll link below until the end of the month. But let's give away your choice of any one digital pattern in that shop, because who knows what's going to be in there in 24 hours. But so if you want to enter, use the word breakdown in your comment.
Sounds good.
And that'll be how we pull. Don't use the word win or giveaway or anything that like would have a bot or a troll come out, because we'll have to delete it. And then we'll pull the winner next week. And again, if I owe you anything, I don't remember. So please tell me. Like, email this, because I don't know. I'm trash right now. I don't know. Not trash. I'm sober. I'm a trash human. I'm a human raccoon right now. I can't. So just tell me. Like, and it won't hurt my feelings. And you won't even embarrass me, because I know right now that there's things out in the world that are not happening that need to happen in my life. So and it won't be the most embarrassing conversation I have this week. So just let me know. All right. Next week, most expensive books. If you didn't watch our most expensive pattern series, and then look for some DeesTash parades. If you're looking for some fabric or some patterns.
It'll be fun just to see them all again too, because you collect them, and then sometimes you'll just get like, oh, here's a stack, I'll go through them later.
I paw through them every day. No, not really. Part of it is that I need to get my office better in an order where I can but no, I go through my fabric enough, because I start things every week. So I'm looking but I was pulling options for Stitch for Pride and sending them to Tara and Elizabeth, and I was like, I have 8 fabrics that they wouldn't all work for this, but I have 8 just dark 28s and 32 counts. It's too many. So anyway, all right. Thanks so much. Bye.